Being a leader requires a sense of trust and understanding. Connecting with people from different continents, countries, or cities. A leader requires positivity despite of the negative surroundings. A purpose to continue leading his fellow men, and empathy to understand the issue, compassion to motivate people, humility to one's own importance, and love towards its people. A pleasant day to everyone. This is Team 2H, and we are honored to express our gratitude to our global leaders.
World leaders must move and react to a situation as fast as they could, especially that now we are experiencing a pandemic for almost 3 years. I am not saying this that these leaders are being incompetent, but I want to address how difficult it is in my state compared to them to live in this situation. The COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in a massive loss of human life throughout the world, posing an unprecedented challenge to public health, food systems, and the workplace. Millions of businesses are facing extinction. Almost half of the world's 3.3 billion workforce is at risk of losing their jobs. Workers in the informal economy are particularly vulnerable since the majority lacks social security, access to decent healthcare, and productive assets. Many people are unable to feed themselves and their family during lockdowns because, of course, they lack the means to earn a living. For most people, no money equals no food, or at best, less food that is less healthy. The epidemic has wreaked havoc on the whole food chain, exposing its frailty. Border closures, trade restrictions, and confinement measures have made it difficult for farmers to access markets, including to buy inputs and sell their products, and for agricultural workers to harvest crops, disrupting domestic and the international food supply chains and reducing access to healthy, safe, and diverse diets. The epidemic has wrecked jobs and put millions of people's lives in jeopardy as breadwinners lose their jobs, become ill, or die. Millions of women and men's food security and nutrition are jeopardized, with those in low-income nations, particularly the most marginalized groups such as small scale of farmers and indigenous peoples, bearing the brunt of the burden. As a young person who is part of a poor family, I am begging in also behalf of those people who are experiencing the same struggles as I am today. Please, world leaders, do something. Help us all. I know that I am not in the right age to say this, but what am I supposed to do? When the natural resources getting lesser and lesser for some reason compared to before, experiencing injustices, being able to witness the sufferings of the people in my community, and being left behind because of this pandemic. I am stating this because I am a concerned young citizen. Thank you.
World leaders must not commit to deeds rather than promises. Renewable energy over fossil fuels and long-term security over short-term consumptions. The clock is ticking. The great majority of politicians will not live to see the worst implication of climate issues. But those of my generation are acutely aware that we will be dealing with problems that we did not cause. We can't deny the fact that the climate changes and cause so much trouble in our community, not just a specific country, but worldwide. Rising maximum and minimum temperature, an increase of heavy precipitation, and a lot of more. If this tragedy will continue, there's a greater chances of a new generation to live more difficult than the present. This planet is our hope. It is our responsibility to protect this. What do you think would likely happen if we just sit in our couches and let the adults do their jobs? They will do anything for money, even though it will cause some organisms to go extinct. What will happen next if we keep on abusing the natural resources? What will happen to the next generation? I know that there are a lot of ways to prevent and minimize this, which is why I am here begging to the world leaders to move, so that we would be able to protect the society and planet, and give better future for the next generation as well.
1 in 5 people will experience a mental illness during their lifetime. Every day, we face challenges that can impact our mental health, particularly now when many of us are isolated from our support networks. Without mental health, there is no health. WHO promotes a whole of government and whole of society approach based on a shared vision for the region's mental health future. Actions to strengthen the policy environment as well as the use of strategic communication for network building, stakeholder involvement, increased mental health literacy and behavior change are all parts of mental health promotion. Mental health promotion treatments are offered in environment where individuals live, work, study, and prosper, and they increase overall well-being. These include school and workplace, mental health initiatives, early childhood intervention, social support and community participation, women's empowerment, anti-discrimination programs, and other social determinants of mental health intervention. Mental promotion initiative must be tightly linked with mental health service and involve a variety of health and non-health, education, labor, social welfare, justice, environment, and etc. sector to have the most impact. I recommend this advocacy about mental health awareness to find a solution and give some attention to those people who experience a mental health illness. And I know a lot of us experience a mental health illness, so it is time to take an action to this problem. Thank you and God bless.
Our advocacy as a global citizen is about improvement of educational system here in the Philippines. As we enter nursery days, we practice the basics such as reading, writing, and arts, in which it is truly helpful. Yet we focus too much in academics and less in educating comportment. Children these days were more obstinate and impolite. To solve this, we must implement a curriculum where we educate children proper behavior without conflicting with the current curriculum. Therefore, children will grow up with amenities and can be someone who you can admire. This advocacy is inspired by the team Save the Children Philippines. Different advocacies and programs made by our global leaders were being shared, and as a global citizen, we highly appreciate and admire our world leaders. That's all for today. Thank you so much.